Hello, my name is Chris Monteferrante, and this is my FIFA Tableau assignment. And before I get into the assignment, I just kind of want to talk about what Tableau is real quick. Basically, what Tableau is, it's a software that allows you to kind of make sense of your data a little bit better and analyze and create graphs and kind of help you discover things that you probably wouldn't have figured out without the software. And for this assignment, we were given a bunch of FIFA analytics based on players, uh, nationalities, speed, accuracy, and a whole bunch of other analytics. And I was able to upload it to Tableau and create graphs to kind of better understand certain areas of the game and aspects of players. So here's my dashboard with my four charts that I created, and we're gonna go into each one by one and kind of explain it and talk about the importance of each graph and kind of what kind of information I can get out of it. So here with this first one, I decided to compare basically the speed on each position, specifically the acceleration speed and the sprint speed for each player. And as you can see, it seems like the size of the box, based on how dark the color blue is, kind of indicates how much speed that player has compared to how much little that player has in speed. And no surprise here, the striker position seems to have the most sprint and acceleration speed. And then, kind of surprisingly, the center back position is second, is followed by all the other defenders. I would have assumed that the midfield position, center mid, right mid, left mid, would have had more overall speed than the defenders, just because they play in the midfield. They're constantly running up and down the field. Overall, they're just running more than the defenders. So I just would have assumed they would have had more overall speed, but you can see here, based on this graph, it's actually the defenders that are over the midfielders. And then, no surprise here, you start to have positions like goalkeeper, that's right here, and left center back, and right wing and left wing that are on the lower end of overall speed. And then with the second one, I thought it was kind of interesting. It's basically comparing the wage per player based on their age, and I was kind of somewhat surprised by this too. I would have assumed the players in the age range of 25, 26, 27, 28 would be earning overall the most. But then when I kind of thought about it, you could kind of see the trend of the younger players, 22, 24, 25, making around 1, 2, 3K, because you could assume that they're on rookie contracts still. And then once you basically what this graph shows is the more older you get in age, the more they make. And you could assume once they get done with their rookie contracts, depending on how good the player is, they could sign a pretty big contract once the rookie contract ends. And I think what surprised me the most is kind of players that are basically past their prime and on a decline, like around the age of 32, 33, 34. These guys are making 350K, 400K, and it made me Google, because I know Ronaldo and Messi are the two top players in the game. I had to Google how old they were because I didn't know off the top of my head, and I did realize that they were around 32, 33 years old. So I guess that's where they lie on the graph, which kind of makes sense. Even at that age, they're still two of the best players in the game. And so this was an interesting chart that kind of made me realize some things I didn't know before. And then the third one, this one's kind of simple. I'm comparing the height per player based on their heading accuracy, how accurate they could head the ball to where they want to head it. And to no surprise here, you can kind of assume that the taller players will have overall more heading accuracy just because they're taller than everyone else. They they could get a head on the ball more than the short players and have better placement of where they want to put it. And you can see as I hover over, this guy's 5'7", his heading accuracy is 44, and then once I get to 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", the heading accuracy seems to go up, with it peaking at 6 foot. And then it's weird with this chart, you see a bell curve type of graph where even as it increases in height, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", the heading accuracy is dropping. And basically, to what I think the reasoning of this is, I assume that these taller players, these 6'3", 6'4" players might be goalkeepers, maybe even a couple of defenders, and they just wouldn't be all that accurate with heading just because they don't really practice it as much as the offensive players do. I assume this 6-foot guy, this 5'11" guy, this 5'10", they're probably midfielders and strikers, so that kind of explains that. And the last one I decided to do was I wanted to compare, again, just like the first one, I wanted to take position and kind of compare their overall strength and aggression on the field. And kind of like the first one, we have the striker position and the center back position with the biggest circle and the darkest shade of blue, indicating that overall they have the most strength and aggression, which I guess kind of makes sense. As a striker, you need to be very strong and aggressive in order to get past the defense and score a goal. And then on the opposite side, on defense, you need to be just as strong and aggressive to counteract the striker trying to score on you. And then just like the first chart, we have the left wing, the right center mid, goalkeeper with the smaller, lighter blue circles. And so yeah, that's just about it. These are my 4 charts that I decided to compare. And again, here's my dashboard. Overall, I think Tableau is a very useful tool to make sense of data. If you just have a huge Excel sheet, just like I did with this assignment, of just random analytics and data, it could kind of get confusing, and you could kind of get confused on where to make sense of what data you have in front of you. And Tableau is just a good tool to kind of simplify everything. It was very easy, and help you analyze your data more to make better conclusions, and maybe even learn a couple things that you wouldn't have learned without using this software. So overall, I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a great tool. Thank you.